Mathias Bo, the left-hander of the two Danes.
Gentlemen, hello. Nice to meet you. Hello. Carsten. Okay, Mathias. You have red or black?
Black.
Black's the call. It is black. Mathias to serve. Okay.
So the Danes have decided
to receive, and what side? You'll
like
start to my right. Thank you.
Serve. And the Chinese have decided that they will start that. Which end of the court they're going to start?
Thank you.
I never really understand nowadays why players don't choose ends, because now you can score a point whether you're serving or not. And yet the ends do make, I believe, quite a bit of difference. Always adrift in these big arenas. The natural current of air will move the shuttle even if there's no air conditioning. But let's look at the Chinese pair. Guo Zhendong on the right as we look at them. Older of the two men turned 28 last Sunday. And Chai Biao, just 21, number 5 in the world rankings, enjoying their 12th week at number 5. And as you can see, a very healthy win-loss record for the year. And part of that is because of their team competition results, because they've had one semi-final, that was at the Malaysia Super Series event, and a couple of first-round losses as well. So the Chinese pair, I can tell you, had a very tough opening round against Kim Ki-jung and Kim Sa-rang of Korea, dropped the second game. In the third, they only came through 26-24 in an hour and 15 minutes, having saved 4 match points. So, terrific opening encounter for the Chinese pair. Much easier yesterday against their teammates Liu Xiaolong and Chu Shihan. So, to the Danish combination, the number 3 seeds, the defending champions, Mathias Bo, the left-hander, 31 years of age. His partner Carsten Mogensen from Greve, 28. And of course they won the title last year, beating Koo Kian Kiat and Tam Boon Hyung in the final in 3 games. So only 1 tournament so far this year, 1 individual tournament. That was the Korea Super Series, the first Premier Super Series of the year. And lost in the second round to Hongwei and Shenye, who we watched a little earlier, going down to Jung Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae. So they've had 2 matches so far, and if you were with us yesterday, you will have seen them beat the reigning Olympic champions Marcus Kido and Hendra Setiawan of Indonesia. 21-18, 21-17, having beaten a pair from Taipei in the opening round, Chen Hongling and Lin Yu Lang.
Players, time.
So this, the third meeting between these two pairs, and both previous matches going in favour of the defending champions Mathias Bo and Carsten Mogensen. And interestingly, both those previous matches very, very close opening games and then relatively easy second games. And of course, not only did they meet each other in the final of the 2011 Super Series finals in Luzhou, they actually met each other in the semi-final of this tournament a year ago. 26-24, 21-12 it was last year. And of course the Danes went on to win the title. So umpire from America, Lin Mund. Our service judge, Malcolm Bunham from England. Danes, of course, have been number 1 in the world rankings, reached that status in November 2010 and kept that status for 32 consecutive weeks. We're now down at number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Biao, Zhendong, China. And on my left, Mathias, Carsten, MOGENSEN, Denmark. Mathias to serve to Zhendong, level play.
So the defending champions, Mathias getting this quarter-final underway. Anthony, I suspect that the Chinese pair will want to play the typical sort of Chinese way of playing everything as fast as possible, using their big smashes very quick around the court. And to counteract that, I think the Danes are going to try and mix up the pace as much as possible.
I think that would definitely be the tactic normally for the Chinese. Actually, in that very first rally, they were very happy to just defend and make the Danes run around the back a lot. Not actually a bad tactic.
Well, not a bad tactic if you can get Mathias to the back of the court, perhaps.
1-2.
But I reckon that Carsten Mogensen's got one of the best smashes in world badminton.
That's absolutely right. That last smash was not only powerful, but incredibly steep as well.
Some of the Danish fans, and I can tell you, there's a whole army of fans here in the crowd. They always make the trip here to the All Englands. A whole group of them come. There they are. And very welcome they are too. They always enjoy this championship.
Service over. 3-2.
Well, the Chinese pair, a relatively new combination, only formed their partnership right at the end of 2010, played the Hong Kong Open. That was their only tournament that year. So really last year was their first full year together. You compare that to the Danes, who formed their partnership in 2004, so 8 full years together. The typical, I think, Anthony, of the Chinese development of some of their younger players. Of course, Biao only 21, and they often put a very talented youngster with an older, more experienced player to really bring them on and give them experience, hopefully get them through to the latter stages of events. And it really is a system that works incredibly well.
It's great if you can do it. And it's just a credit to Chinese badminton. They've got so many good players, so many young players coming through their systems. To be able to give a young, inexperienced player the opportunity to play with a much more experienced partner is a massive learning curve for a young individual.
Yes, of course, this man, Biao, former world junior champion. Both in men's doubles and mixed doubles, junior world champion. Oh, what a great serve. Well, immediately Zhendong looks at the service judge as if to say, how on earth didn't you call that?
He does have one of the most deceptive flicks in the game of badminton today. It always looks like he's going to short serve. He's got very quick wrist action on the right at the end.
That's phenomenal. We've seen already in this match the straight smash down the line for the outright winner there, the cross court creating an angle I didn't think was possible.
For a very tall guy like Carsten Mogensen is, he's very athletic as well. He really is an all-round great player. There's no real weaknesses.
Service over. 5-7. Service over, 8-5.
Well, I'm surprised that the Chinese directing so much of their attacking play at Carsten Mogensen, because I know that we've talked before about the weakness in the defence of Mathias Bo.
I think when they're playing against the Danish pair, they know that when they play against Carsten Mogensen, it's all going to come back very flat and very fast. I think that's probably the way the Chinese like to play. Okay, we've talked about Mathias Bo not particularly having the greatest defence in their partnership, but he is a lot more creative on the defence, so it won't just always hit hard, hard, hard. And that's probably why they're looking to hit Carsten Mogensen more.
7-8.
Zhuo and Klaus Bolson, Danish coaches. That's a good angle from Mathias Bo.
Service over, 9-7.
That's why the Danish pair are so dangerous. They don't just repeat everything over and over and over again and let opponents get comfortable with the way they're playing. They're always changing the angles, always changing the tactics, what makes them very, very difficult to compete against.
There's another very, very good flick serve. Well,
10-7.
I thought for a moment that Zhendong was going to go and talk to the service judge. Decided against it. And there's a little bit of a dispute as to whether the shuttle should be changed or not. The Danes don't want to. It's a well-worked rally by the Danes. And they have a 4-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Yeah, that's where Bo's so good, intercepting at the net. One years of age, Mathias Bo.
Ja, det kan han godt slå kryds, eller også hvis han slår lige, hvis du står herovre, så er der plads til at spille krydseren nu, for han dækker ind under. Hvorimod er det over i den anden side, så dækker han ind i midten.
Well, it's difficult to hear exactly what Klaus Poulsen was saying there, but I think he was suggesting that on the defence they should just try blocking across court and moving forward.
Det er ved at spille dummebolden og så op med catcher.
Whilst the Danes, 14 career titles, including 5 Super Series, but never won the European Championships. Twice silver medalists. But they'll be favourites just next month, won't they?
They will be indeed, Jill. They'll be massive favourites for that. But then, with that comes all the pressure. They're the ones to beat. You know, they've got to keep everybody else down, but there's a lot of good pairs in the European Tour now, so it's going to be an interesting tournament.
Service over, 8-11.
Oh, that's a great low serve.
9-11.
Change the angle, push through the shuttle, make sure it got the distance. Lovely play. Oh, another good serve.
10-11.
Well, I don't think he was too happy that the shuttle wasn't passed back to him properly. Clever from Mathias Biao.
He's such a creative player. You know, he's always looking to get forwards, get into the net, whatever it takes. You know, we have spoken about his defensive room. Lovely layoff there, and straight away he's in. He's got that killer instinct that you need for a net player. He is up there with the very, very best.
Yes, and I think it's wise for him to block the shuttle, as his coach was saying, block it to the net, on defence follow forward, because I think his biggest problem on defence is switching from one side to the other. Just going wide. And 2 or 3 smashes at him, and that's where he struggles.
If you allow Mathias Biao to play his game, he's a dangerous, dangerous player. You know, you do need to be getting him away from the net. And like you said, Joe, perhaps get him on the back line, make him work quite hard. He doesn't actually like to be the player that's jumping around, hitting lots of smashes. And actually, very rarely will you ever get him doing that. He will always hit slices, reverses, rather than actually just going for, you know, the big smash that some of the big, powerful players will do.
Service over, 14-11.
That's an incredible angle once again from Carsten MOGENSEN.
15-11.
It's such clever play. They never ever just get into a rhythm of hitting it straight to a player all the time so that they can be whipped all over the court. Carsten MOGENSEN's his variation is what makes him so dangerous from the rear court. He does have the big killer, big smash, but actually very rarely uses the big killer.
He's just gone wide.
16-11.
Once again, the defence moved forward, the block defence immediately towards the net. As you say, very successful.
17-11.
It's really creative play. I mean, he stuck a shot in earlier in the rally. Instead of just lifting it up like most players would have done, he used a bit of slice under the shuttle, created a block. When he's coming forward, Mathias Biao is just deadly.
Well, there's the frailty and defence of Mathias Biao.
17.
doesn't look relaxed in defensive stance at all, and looks too committed one side or the other. That time he was committed on his forehand defence, and therefore the smash directly at him. Couldn't get his body out of the way, give himself the freedom to play the shot.
Service over, 18-12.
That time the serve was short. Block of the net cord again.
19-12.
He's so quick onto this Mathias Bo. See this again. It's not actually a bad shot. Oh, smacks him straight on top of the head.
It's wide.
20, game point.
Game
12.
point opportunities now for the defending champions. Convert on their first opportunity. 21-12.
First game won by Mathias Bo, Carsten
In
MOGENSEN.
just 15 minutes of play. Really tactically so astute in that opening game. And their reward, the opening game.
Det er rigtig, rigtig godt, den her måde, vi varierer på. Ikke kun det, vi bruger slipperne som variation, men også, at vi server en lille smule anderledes med de korte. Ja. Og der er også, vi server en enkelt, hvor der er også en lille smule fart i. Det er fint, fordi de går meget sammen på samme måde og spiller den der. Så husk på, at de har stadigvæk deres modtagninger, banemodtagninger. Dem vil de begynde at bruge sikkert, hvor de vil begynde at holde flere af dem kort for at få nogle løft. Ja. Og så der skal vi huske at lukke en gang imellem, ikke, når I server de korte. Det er I være pisse gode til. Herovre fra nu lader I folk round ahead, og du må egentlig også gerne en gang imellem kalde den. Men brug vinden en lille smule og slå kryds. Ligesom hvor den her side, der har I slået kryds den anden vej ud. Så herovre fra round ahead kan I godt brage en kryds en gang. Ja, der er slået sengestregen. Ja, præcis. Ja, lige præcis, der er vildt. Og så stadig husk på det der, vi bruger vores defensiv. Skal vi huske at stole på os?
Ja,
altså,
de dækker meget den lige flade,
ja.
Så man kan indflade, hvis man så kan vinkle den væk.
Lige præcis, og det har I været fint klar til. Men det gør heller ikke noget, I lægger en enkelt op over, altså overspilningen på en gang imellem. Ja. Fordi det vi får skabt lidt hul, så er der masser af plads til at spille med dem. De er nødt til at forsøge at komme længere frem på
coach Carsten talking at length to his players about the need to use the little mid-court areas in the tram lines. Keep the angles. If you take it early at the net, just create the angle, make it difficult for your opponents by playing those little angled shots into the tram line. Get it past the net player, but make the shuttle land in front of the rear court player. Very good standard tactic for any doubles. So the defending champions, number 3 seeds, Mathias Bo and Carsten MOGENSEN, having taken that opening game. 21-12. Can they keep that run of good form going here in the second? It's interesting, Anthony, you were talking in that opening game about the fact that at the European Championships next month the Danes will be hot favourites, but with that come pressure. Can't help but think back to the Sudirman Cup last year in China, when of course Denmark reached the final of the Sudirman Cup. That's the mixed team competition in world badminton, and of course this Danish pair played first men's doubles throughout the competition, throughout all the rounds until the final. As world number ones at the time, they didn't win a match, struggled under the pressure. In fact, Mathias Bo got dropped for the final against China, and YONEX Rasmussen came into play with Carsten MOGENSEN. So it's interesting, you know, how players... Oh, did that go over?
Service over. 2-1.
Well, he certainly swiped it in. Oh, it did go over. Goodness me. Well, that's extraordinary. But going back to my point, how players deal with pressure, I mean, that's really all about sport. When they playing the All England final last year, they were playing against the Malaysians who'd already won the All England title once previously. Now, this year, all the pressure is on the Danes because they are defending champions. How do you know, their reaction is going to determine whether they can retain their title or not.
It is always very, very difficult when you are the favourites to win an event. Everybody's there to try and beat you. You know, you almost get ganged up on. You know, when they were world number one at that Zhendong Cup, they were the pair to beat. Everybody was there wanting to beat them. And I actually believe that Mathias was a little bit injured throughout that tournament, but still wanted to play, still wanted to compete for his country. It was only when they came to the very, very last match that he basically had to say, I'm not playing well enough, I'm not fit enough, and allowed way for somebody else. But very, very determined individual, and didn't want to sort of let anybody else have a go because he wanted to take the chance himself.
Service over 4-3.
Went for a little bit too much on this one, Carsten MOGENSEN. I think he was trying to knock the leather off the end of the shuttle.
There's a good call from Bo to his partner to leave the shuttle.
4-all.
He's completely mistimed it.
5-4.
Probably had his eye on his opponent, did he?
I think he went for an outrageous shot there. He's really trying to almost reverse this one, and it just wasn't the position to go for it. Really has taken his eye off the shuttle, and you know, he just needs to play a simple game at this point in time. You know, perhaps not playing as well as they can. Just got to get into the rallies, not go for too much too flash, and he's struggling out there today.
That's more the sort of rallies that I was expecting to see from the Chinese from the onset of this match.
So good, the Chinese, when it's flat like that. So dangerous. You know, I'm almost amazed to think that the Danish pair would even try to get into a rally like that. Every time the Danish pair have taken the pace off the rally, they've ended up winning it. Well, almost actually ended up winning it with a mistake from the Chinese pair.
Well wrong of that back line. YONEX Biao is struggling at the moment. Lost his way, the youngster. And this is where his more experienced partner, Guo Zhendong, needs to help him, needs to encourage him, and he's doing precisely that. That's good to see, isn't it?
I've always thought Guo Zhendong is a fantastic badminton player. He's never really had the opportunity to have one of the great partners to really sort of go on and win majors. He's always been what I would consider one of the best players that the China team have got. He just doesn't quite have the strength of partner to really carry him to those majors. And you know, Biao is definitely somebody who could definitely be one of those players. Just needs a bit more time, I think.
6-7.
Yeah, once again, a good serve. Looking for the net reply. Zhendong, yeah, ready to pounce, put his opponent under pressure. Intimidating. I just sense this is a crucial time within the match. I feel that the momentum could change.
Definitely very clever tactics from the Chinese in the start of this second game. They are driving everything hard and fast and making the Danes reply with hard, fast shots. Definitely suits the Chinese pair the way it is at the moment.
Yeah, so important in doubles to involve the net player. All the top doubles players in world badminton, their defences are so good now. You can't really be expecting to hit too many winners from the back of the court, more likely to hit the shuttle in such a place that narrows the angle of reply, and therefore your partner can intercept, and it's more likely you're going to finish off the rally from the front of the court. So clever.
A brilliant racket skills from Carsten Mogensen. He's almost waited till the players have moved and then quick change of direction. Takes a lot of confidence and skill, that one.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain earlier. You hit one side on Mathias bow, he'll get it back, but then you just turn the angle just slightly. The second smash, there's down his forehand side, then straight at the body, and that's where he struggles to readjust and change from one side to the other.
The biggest thing is he doesn't get his feet in the right position. He's very static on defence. You know, we always teach youngsters that on defence you've got to keep your feet constantly moving so that you can react to a change in direction.
Yeah, fault called because it was a double hit.
10-9.
He tries to intercept this one, Mathias bow. Yeah, touch the shuttle, all the players knew it. But good umpiring too, very quick. There she is, very experienced umpire. From America, I think. It's gone wide.
Service over. 10-all.
Missed it. So it is the Chinese combination that have the advantage. Narrowest of possible advantages. got to be at least 1 point in it, and that's all it is. But it's not the 1 point that makes the difference, it's the psychological advantage of being in the lead at the mid-game interval.
他不敢的，顶完自己他注意他拦你就行。我觉得那个裁判不错啊，注意他反抢。他们现在他们不是动这种攻你了，都是带着攻，他顶出他是要防守，他攻不死，知道吧？大队长注意点啊！他整个你也。
Coaching them there. Zhendong, of course, twice Olympic mixed doubles champion.
Så vigtigt det der med at blive nu ved med at spille de der, når det er, de trykker på os, blive ved med at holde de korte med, fordi de bakker helt sindssygt stadigvæk, og så skal vi løbe på nettet. Ikke? Kom så, drenge.
Yeah. Klaus Poulsen urging them to keep their momentum going forward, their body movement. Can't be going back in court, don't go back too far in defence. So 11-10, second game. Danes having taken the first though. It's a good rally. Yeah, trying to slow it down. Very, very good play. And there, of course, is the problem for the Danes when Mathias Bo was kept at the back of the court, desperately trying to make his way forward, eventually did.
That's a fantastic rally from the Chinese. You know, this is the kind of way I would have expected them to play right from the start of the match. They are the more physical pair. You know, the Danes don't train for these long, you know, endurance kind of rallies, and a lot of their training is about quality and in and around the mid-court, so making them work very, very hard, would have thought would be the obvious choice.
Service over. 11-12.
Well, the luck of the net cord once again for the Danes. Created his own luck really by taking it early. Well, the Chinese wanted the shuttle changed. Mogensen said no. Umpire had to make the final decision. It has sadly become a feature of badminton, the disputes as to whether to change the shuttle or not. Just don't understand it myself, because I always thought a brand new shuttle was lovely to play with. My opponents wanted to change it. I was more than happy to do so.
I think it brings in that element of gamesmanship. Quite often you've got a pair that will have won several rallies on the trot with one particular shuttle and will refuse to change it. Opponents, of course, have made a couple of mistakes perhaps with that shuttle and want to. So there's a little bit of mind games going on with the choosing of whether to change one, because we all like to play with a fresh new shuttle. It's like tennis when you have the change of balls. They all know that they strike the shuttle better with them, but it just is that element of gamesmanship.
Nope, missed it. And when Bo's at the back of the courts, he's so desperate to want to come forward that he tries to play a little too close to the lines, or he tries to play the winner.
Service over. 12-14.
Yeah, he's angry at himself, isn't he? GUO Biao, really so, just snatched at that one. Oh, what a super low serve. It's gone wide. Yeah, when you just concentrate on the angle, as Carsten Mogensen does, so often forces the error.
It's exactly the way, you know, the Danes were playing in the first set. You know, I can't believe for a second the Danish coach came out in that break after the first game and said, you know, hit everything hard with the Chinese, you know, do what they're good at. And they've gone back to it now. That last point has shown that they're starting to think about actually how to beat these opponents.
Oh. Yeah, that's good. Good angle.
Service over. 15-13.
Well, the two previous times that these two pairs have met each other, both just 2 straight games. Never been to a decider previously. We could be heading for new territory here.
16-13.
Chinese, I think, are flicking serve a little too often now.
14.
Considering they both have such incredibly good short serves, or low serves should I say, it seems strange that they would want to give the attack away from the start of a rally.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, and that's where the Danes want Bo. They want him at the front of the court.
15-16.
And that's that little push towards the tram line that coach Klaus Bolsen was urging him to play. That's a good rally.
Super front her. Godt spillet. 16-all.
It just shows every time Carsten Mogensen takes the pace off the shuttle, not always sort of to the net, but a half-pace drive. It confuses the Chinese, you know, it gives them a little bit of time to actually have to be creative themselves, and I'm amazed they've not been adopting this kind of tactic a lot more in this set game.
Service over. 17-16.
Well, he almost seemed to walk into that serve. Of course, both feet must be on the ground when you serve in badminton. Terrific.
That's Carsten Mogensen at his best. He does have one of the strongest wrists in the game of badminton. And he put himself under so much pressure on so many occasions in that rally, but can still come up with the goods at the end of it.
pace on that drive, just to tempt Chai Biao into going for it, but he's really travelling a little too quick for him. And his partner was in the right position too. So now the Danes back into the lead. Gone long. Another error from the youngster Chai Biao.
17.
Straight points. And a different complexion it's been now in this second game. Danish fans getting louder and louder. Oh, just snatched at that a little.
18-19.
This is where the Danish pair are normally so good.
Carsten.
They're one of the best pairs in the world, and what I believe of closing a game out under pressure, being able to produce the right shots at the right time. We'll see whether that's what they do today.
No, as the umpire saying, you've got to get ready a little bit quicker. What a return from Carsten Mogensen. Held the shot to the last moment, and then deep into the forehand corner. There's the use of the technique and strong wrist. And that wonderful return brings up 2 match points. Well, just couldn't get out of the way. I think the shuttle may have been going along of that back line.
I think there's a big collision of rackets in the middle of that rally. I think Carsten Mogensen's racket actually snapped in half.
I wouldn't be surprised. Didn't sound too healthy, did it? So 1 match point is coming on. Another one remains. Oh, service fault is called, which means that match over. The Danes celebrate the attempted flick serve by the Chinese pair, called a fault. Chai Biao coming too high. In the service judge's opinion, Malcolm Bannon of England making the call. And I have to say, having just seen that again, I think he was absolutely right. And the defending champions through to the semi-final here of the All England Championships, and their fans celebrate. Well, it's the second match we've had ended in controversial way here at this year's All England Championships, but that confirms that the defending champions are safely through to the semi-final once again.
Do you know where YONEX is? Is he here?
Rasmussen? Yes. We'll be mightily relieved about that. Safely through to the semi-final, number 3 seeds, and the bottom half of the draw panning out exactly as the seeding suggested it should, because they will play the number 2 seeds, Zhang Jae-sung and Lee Yong-dae, in tomorrow's semi-final. Of course, we saw that quarter-final earlier, so we've seen all of the matches in the bottom half of the draw.